It's a good book.
Joining us now with his reaction is the president of the American Principles Project, Terry Schilling. Terry, doesn't it make you feel very good about our country that Kamala Harris is our border czar?
Oh yeah, no, it makes me feel all warm and cozy inside. No, this is absolutely a travesty. If this was, Don Jr. in the Trump administration handing out a book that he had written and profiting off of it, there would be hell to pay. And we'd be hearing about it on the nightly news every single night. This is an administration, the Biden administration and Kamala Harris, that does not care about the law. They don't care about the standards and the ethics that have made this country great. They're flaunting it. They're not afraid of anyone. They're not afraid of the people. They have the media on their side, and that's how they're acting right now.
Yeah, they know there's going to be no accountability in the press. And listening to that, Guatemala's got to be like, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to us. They're going to come to our country. They're going to give us all this money to help get jobs for our people, take care of our people, help in natural disasters. What about the people of America? Isn't she supposed to be helping America? But no, that would be political games.
No, you're exactly right. And the thing is what we do at American Principles Project is we organize families in politics, and I'm talking to families every day, and I'll tell you what they're concerned about. They're concerned about the schools being shut down. They're concerned about boys competing against their daughters in sports, and they're also concerned about the content of the curriculum in the classroom. You know, you got the 1619 Project where they're teaching kids that America's evil and that we were founded on slavery in 1619, not 1776 on the Declaration of Independence and all of that. You know, these are bad people. Just to put it succinctly, they're bad people, they have an agenda, and it's not an American agenda that's focused on our families.
Exactly. They don't care about America's kids, or they would be doing something about getting them back in schools. But of course, tomorrow, everybody's talking about what is Biden going to talk about tomorrow. Do you think he's even going to mention the border? Of course, he wouldn't say border crisis, but do you think he'll mention the border crisis at all?
I don't expect President Biden to focus much, if at all, on the border crisis. Instead, what he'll focus on is exactly what Kamala Harris just outlined, which is a path to citizenship for anyone that comes here illegally. They are not about protecting the American people. What they're about is equity and spreading equity across the globe, regardless of if they're taxpayers or not. Joe Biden is going to do everything he can to continue to divide this country. We're seeing lots of really concerning things. The racialization of literally every institution aspect of this country. They want us divided. They want us hating our neighbors, and it's really unhealthy, and it doesn't end well.
But I'm really glad we actually have people now fighting back against what the Biden administration is doing. And America First Legal, they've already brought lawsuits on immigration there in Texas. They're working with the state of Texas in their lawsuit. But I want to ask you about another lawsuit because nobody's really talking about it. And what they're actually doing is they've launched this lawsuit to end racial discrimination against farmers and ranchers. I don't think anybody realizes the Biden administration is doing that. So can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so essentially the Biden administration from day one has said that they're going to prioritize their economic relief packages to disadvantaged populations. And what they mean by that, it's very specifically outlined, is minorities and, any non-white people, basically. It's illegal, it's unconstitutional, and it's against what Martin Luther King Jr. Proclaimed, which is to judge people by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. You know, these programs that prioritize people on the basis of race, it's called discrimination, and it's not legal in this country. We decided this decades ago that the color of your skin doesn't matter, that the content of your character is what matters. And that's what should matter to every one of our government programs. No one should be discriminated against because of the color of their skin. It's that simple.
It's unbelievable how everything really is topsy-turvy in Biden's world. We see in New York, too, they're doing segregating even on college campuses, who can live in the dorms. Whatever happened to equality? They are not the party of equality, and they really are targeting these farmers and ranchers. And I'm really glad we finally have a group that's actually filing these lawsuits because the Democrats, they've won that legal game for far too long. It's about time we started pushing back. Thank you for coming on today to talk about this because The Biden administration, they don't talk about the border crisis. They don't talk about jobs in America. So we have to do their job for them.